Welcome back students to our social studies class. You have already been taught about the other geographical divisions of our country. So here today we are going to learn about the chapter number 9 and 10 together. It's about coastal plains and islands and life in coastal plains and islands. So here we will be discussing about the eastern and western coastal plains, about the islands of India and different states and union territories, their lifestyle and culture, and also about lifestyle and culture of the islands too. So children, this is our mind map of these chapters. Chapter number 9, coastal plains and islands and life in coastal plains and islands. We clubbed it together and we are going to learn for today. So first we are going to discuss about the coastal plains, which is one of the physical division of our country. Coastal plains, we have western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains. First we will see which place comes under, which states and union territories comes under western coastal plains. First let me explain. Western coastal plains divided into three major regions: Gujarat coast, Konkan coast and Malabar coast. The states and union territories are Gujarat, Goa, Kerala, some parts of Maharashtra and Karnataka. Union territories comes under western coastal plains are Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. So that's all about the western coastal plains. Now let's move on to the next, eastern coastal plains. Again, the eastern coastal plains divided into two regions, Northern Circars and Coromandel coast. Which all other states comes in eastern coastal plains? Odisha and Puducherry. Odisha is the state and Puducherry is the union territories. Some parts of Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh also comes under eastern coastal plains. The last physical division we are going to discuss is about islands. We have two sets of islands, Andaman and Nicobar, which lies in Bay of Bengal, Lakshadweep Islands, which lies on Arabian Sea. Before I move on to the next topic, let me ask you, what are the names of three water bodies that lie to the west, to the east and to the south of our country? Any guesses? Let's see in the map. So now let's see the physical features which we have already finished. So the first one we discussed about the northern mountains, the northern plains here, the western desert this side and the southern plateaus. And today we are going to learn about the coastal plains and islands which is situated in the either side of our country. In the Arabian Sea you can see Lakshadweep Islands, and the Bay of Bengal it is Andaman and Nicobar Islands in this area. So today we are going to learn about the coastal plains and also the islands. So children, look here, to the west lies the Arabian Sea and to the east Bay of Bengal, and to the south which ocean you can see here? Indian Ocean. Which ocean? Indian, the great Indian Ocean. But let me first give you an idea exactly what we are going to talk about in this chapter. So dear children, we are going to study about the coastal plains and the islands. First, we focus on the coastal plains. Dear children, the coastal plains of our country are divided into two regions. Western coastal plains, which lie in the western side of our country, and the eastern coastal plains. From here, the eastern coastal plains that lie in the eastern part of our country. And also we have islands, Andaman and Nicobar in the eastern side and Lakshadweep Islands in the western side. First we will do the explanation about these two coastal regions. Before I get into the explanation about this chapter, I will give you the meaning for some keywords which helps you to understand the chapter better. So the first word, coast. Every time I am using this coastal region. What do you know about coast? Coast, it's a land beside the sea or an ocean. So it will be near to a sea or an ocean. Next word, Gulf. Gulf of Kutch. Gulf means it's an inlet of sea partly surrounded by the land. Gulf means it's an inlet of sea partly surrounded by the land. Next word, port. We have many port. Port, P-O-R-T, port. It's a city or a place where the ships load and unload their goods. Next is about another term, lagoon. Lagoons are saltwater lakes near the sea. Lighthouse, another term we are going to discuss about lighthouse. They are the tower with bright or strong light which guides the ship near the coast. So that these are the keywords which we are going to use in this chapter. Now let's begin. When you are observing the map, you can see our country has a long coastal line about 7,000 kilometers. First, we are going to discuss about the western coastal line that lie between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. The western coastal plains begin in Gujarat and go southwards through the western part of Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka and Kerala. They end in Kanyakumari in the south. These plains are broader in Gujarat and becomes narrow in the South India. The western coastal plains again divided into three major regions. That is, the first is the Gujarat coast. It starts from Gulf of Kutch. Can you see this, children? This is Gulf of Kutch to Gulf of Kambat, this side, Gulf of Kambat. The Gujarat coast is the broadest between Gulf of Kutch to Gulf of Kambat. Second is the Konkan coast, which starts from the south of Gujarat coast and extends up to Goa. Here. This is the Konkan coast. Konkan coast is narrow and the surface is very rocky. That is why we can see many lighthouses in these coast. These lighthouses warn the ships about the rocks that lie just beneath the surface of the sea. Many harbors located here have become famous cities and ports. Along the ports, important ports in Konkan coast is Mumbai. Here, which is the one of the largest port in our country. Konkan coast is rich in petroleum and many oil wells are found in this region. Here comes the third coast, Malabar coast, which begins from the south of Konkan coast and ends at Kanyakumari here. Many lagoons are found here, especially in Kerala. Lagoons are the major tourist attractions and Kochi is the most important port in the Malabar coast. Kanyakumari is the point here in this map. You can see where the both coastal plains, eastern and also western coastal plains, they meet. And this is known as Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of peninsular India. Here, this is the peninsular India. It's the southernmost tip of peninsular India. Do you know which is the southernmost point of our country? It's the southernmost tip of our country. The southernmost tip of our country is Indira Point here, which we will learn later. Now children, let's see the rivers. There are many rivers flow in this region. Rivers such as Tapti, Narmada, Mandovi, Zuari flow in this region. Now let's see the weather and climate of western coastal plains. The climate in western coastal plains is very hot and humid throughout the year. This region receives heavy rainfall during summer monsoon. Now let's see the crops. The crops grown here are coconut, rice, sugarcane, groundnut and tobacco. People also catch fish for living. These coastal plains have some of the best beaches in the country. Children, after this corona issue, let's visit these beaches. You should at least visit once. Now, let's discuss about the eastern coastal plains. The eastern coastal plains lie between the Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal. They begin from West Bengal and pass through Odisha, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and they end at Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu. Children, you can see here the eastern coast is wider than the western coastal region. And here also again the eastern coastal plains are divided into two regions. The northern part is known as the Northern Circus and the southern part is known as Coromandel Coast. You can see here this region has few good harbours, Paradip, Visakhapatnam and Chennai. There is a shipbuilding yard in Visakhapatnam here. Now let's see about the rivers. Rivers such as Mahanadi, Godavari, Kaveri, Krishna flow through this plain. The deltas of many of these rivers are formed in this plain, which makes this region very fertile. This place is irrigated and also heavily populated. We can see mangrove forest, backwaters and lagoons here too. This region is very fertile with plenty of water, I already told you, and this water is good for growing rice, sugarcane, coconut, cotton and jute. That's why they are grown in plenty in the eastern coastal plains. Now let's see about its climate. The sea on the eastern coast is rougher and the waves are stronger than western coast. The climate here is hot and humid throughout the year. However, winters are cooler and the northern part of the eastern coast receives rain during monsoon, not as much as western coastal plains. There is more rainfall in western coastal plains compared to eastern coastal plains. The southern part of this plains receives rainfall in the winter. This is the speciality of this region. It's only region in the country which receives rainfall in the winter. Now let's discuss about the importance of coastal region. There are many ports along these coastal plains, which is important for islands and foreign trade. We can see many of seaside towns are the popular holiday and tourist destination. Fishing is the main occupation of the people who lives in these plains. Exporting fish is also done from here, and this area is fertile to grow rubber, coconut, etc. Now let's see the last physical division of our country, that are islands. The island, what is an island? Island, it's a piece of land surrounded by waters in all sides. You can see here, it's surrounded by water all sides. Or otherwise, take an example of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is surrounded with water from all sides. Same way, we have lots of islands in a cluster or in a group. Here we can see, here look children, here you can see a group of islands in the eastern coastal plains, that is Andaman and Nicobar Islands in Bay of Bengal. In the western side of our country, you can see another group of islands, that is Lakshadweep Islands in Arabian Sea. First, we will see Andaman and Nicobar Islands. They are actually a group of 500 small islands. They are divided into two groups. The northern group is known as Andaman Islands and the southern group is known as Nicobar Islands. So, Andaman and Nicobar Islands are the union territory of our country, and the capital of Andaman and Nicobar is what? Port Blair. All the group of islands are the topmost part of the submerged mountain ranges. The rest of the mountains are beneath the sea. These islands are covered with thick forest and only few islands are inhabited. Life exists in only few of the islands. The people live here are the tribes. What is a tribe, children? It is a group of people having same language and custom and who live in a particular area are often led by a chief or a leader. So, here we can see there are many tribes in these islands. Important cities in this island, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, are Rose Islands, Neil Island, are some of the important cities of Andaman and Nicobar. The Indira Point on the Nicobar Islands, do you remember that? We discussed earlier, is the southernmost point of India. Children, don't get confused. Kanyakumari is the southernmost tip of the peninsular India where western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains meet. But Indira Point is the southernmost tip of our Nicobar Islands, which belongs to our country as a whole. Am I clear to you? Do you know the highest point here is the Saddle Peak, which is 730 meters above the sea level. Now, let's move to the next group of islands. What is it? Lakshadweep Islands. Now, let's see about the next group of islands, which lies in Arabian Sea, that is Lakshadweep Islands. The Lakshadweep Islands lie in the Arabian Sea, which comprises of 36 islands and several small islands called islet and a ring-shaped coral islands with a lake of sea water in the middle called atolls. Lakshadweep is the smallest union territory of our country, and which is the capital? Kavaratti is its capital. Now children, look here. These are the some major islands we can find in Lakshadweep. What are they? Kavaratti, Kalpeni and Minicoy. These are the three major islands of Lakshadweep. Now let's see its climate. The climate here is warm but pleasant. Cool sea breezes always blow here. Coconuts and rice are the major crops grown here, and pulses and vegetables are also grown here. The major occupation are fishing and agriculture. So children, that's all about eastern and western coastal plains and the islands of India. So let's do a quick recap of this chapter. So in the first part of this chapter, we have learned about the two physical divisions. What are they? The coastal plains and islands. So in the coastal plains, we have western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains. So first we discussed about the western coastal plains. The western coastal plains lie between the Western Ghats and Arabian Sea. And which are the major rivers? flow in this region. The major rivers such as Narmada and Tapti flow through the western coastal plains. And the western coastal plains is again divided into three parts. What are they? Gujarat coast, Konkan coast and Malabar coast. We can see many important cities situated on the western coastal plains, that are Mumbai, Cochin and Thiruvananthapuram. And the next we discussed about eastern coastal plains, which lies between the Eastern Ghat and Bay of Bengal. Rivers such as Godavari, Mahanadi, Krishna and Kaveri, they form deltas in the eastern coastal plain. And here also we can see that eastern coastal plains is divided into two, the northern Circars and Coromandel coast. Important cities situated on the eastern coastal plains are Visakhapatnam, Paradip and Chennai. So that's all about the coastal plains. And later we discussed about the last physical division of our country, that is islands. Andaman and Nicobar lie in the Bay of Bengal. The capital city of Andaman and Nicobar is Port Blair. And in the Arabian Sea we can see the Lakshadweep Islands, and the capital of Lakshadweep Islands is Kavaratti. So that's all about this first half of this chapter. Now let's move to the next. So now we are going to discuss about the states in coastal plains, not only states, the union territories in the coastal plains, about the lifestyle and culture of these states and union territories, and later also the lifestyle and culture of the islands. So now let's start with the coastal plains. The states and the union territories in the eastern and western coastal plains include Gujarat, Daman and Diu, Maharashtra, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Puducherry, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha and some parts of West Bengal. So there are many. Now let's study about the states and union territories that lie in the western coastal plains. Now let's see about the first state. Gujarat is the first state which we are going to discuss about. So Gujarat is the birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi. And Gujarat is also famous for its traditional clothing, food and natural landscape. We can see Asiatic lions, Ran of Kutch, otherwise known as White Desert. Colorful handicrafts, festival and culture are some of the things that make Gujarat famous. Now let's see where Gujarat lies. Gujarat lies in the northwestern part of India, and which is the capital of Gujarat? Gandhinagar. Gandhinagar is its capital, and it is believed that Gandhinagar, which is situated 23 kilometers from Ahmedabad, is the greenest city in Asia. Here you can see Gujarat has a longest coastal line in India, which runs for about 1215 kilometers. Gujarat shares its boundaries with Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. Now let's see the people occupation. The main occupation of the people of this state are agriculture and dairy farming. And main crops grown here are bajra, jowar, cotton, sugarcane and groundnut. We can also see many industries in this state, such as textile industries and oil refineries. Akileshwar is the place where mineral oil has been found. And Surat is a hub for diamond trade. And this city refines close to 80% of diamonds from across the world. Surat is also famous for petrochemical industries as well. Do you know, children, Gujarat is home to one of the country's largest dairy producing brands, Amul. Now let's see its important tourist places. In Gujarat, you can see many mesmerizing places. There are many museums, forts and wildlife sanctuaries. The famous attraction, Dwarakadish Temple in Dwaraka, Sabarmati Ashramam, the residence of Mahatma Gandhi at Sabarmati, Gir Forest, which is the only place where we can see Asiatic lions in India, and Gira Falls. These are some places worth to visit. Did you know Gujarat has 14 airports? Yes, Gujarat has 14 airports. Do you know which language do they speak? Gujarati. Gujarati is the main language of the state. Now about food. Gujarat is completely the land of vegetarians. Thepla, Khandvi, Khungra and Dokla are some of the special dishes of the state. The state is known to consume the highest amount of sugar in the country. That probably explains the long list of mouth-watering sweet dishes such as halwasan, basundi, sutar feni, kheer, etc. Now let's see famous dance forms. The famous dance forms of Gujarat are Ras, Garba and Bhavai. These are the beautiful things which we can know about Gujarat. So that's all about Gujarat. Now the next state. The next state we are going to discuss is about Goa. The state of Goa in India is famous for its beaches and places of worship. Tourism is its primary industry and it is generally focused in the coastal areas of Goa. Do you know this is the smallest state of our country? Yes, Goa is the smallest state of India. And which is the capital? Its capital is Panaji. Goa shares its borders with the states of Maharashtra and Karnataka. Now let's see the occupation in Goa. Agriculture and fishing are the main occupation in Goa. Cashew nuts, coconuts, rice and spices are chief crops grown here. As I explained earlier, tourism is an important industry of the state and mining is also another important industry. This state is rich in manganese and iron. We can also see many pharmaceutical companies also in this state. Goa. It is famous for its beautiful beaches such as Anjuna, Palolem, Kolva, Donapola are the few names of the beaches. There are many churches we can see in the state. The Basilica of Bom Jesus, a historical place in Goa, is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Basilica of Bom Jesus houses the tomb and the remains of Saint Francis Xavier. Even after 400 years, the remains are in the good condition and are taken out once every decade. Up until half a century ago, Goa was the capital of Portuguese rule in India and this is part of their heritage. Now let's discuss about the food. People enjoy eating rice, meat, fish and vegetables. Goans, people of Goa known as Goans, the women wear skirt, blouse and saris, while men mostly wear trousers and shirt. So that's all about the smallest yet the beautiful state Goa. The next state which lies in western coastal plains is Kerala, named as God's own country, which lies in the extreme south of the western coastal plains. Kerala lies in the extreme south of the western coastal plains. And which is the capital of Kerala? Thiruvananthapuram. Thiruvananthapuram is the capital of the state. Kerala shares its borders with the state of Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. The main occupation of the people of this state is agriculture. The crops grown here are coconuts, rice, pepper, coffee, tea, cardamom, rubber, cashew nut, palms, etc. Kerala is also famous for coir, handlooms and handicraft. This state has so many tourist attractions: hills, green fields, backwaters, beaches and thick forest. Kovalam beach is one of the famous beach in this state. Do you know Anamudi is the highest peak in Annamalai Hills, which comes in Western Ghat? There are many famous temples. Famous temples such as Padmanabha Swami Temple, one of the richest temple in the world, Guruvayur Temple and Sabrimala Temple are the temples where many people go for pilgrimage. Keralites, they wear simple traditional dresses. Women wear sari and men wear white mundu and shirt. Festival. Onam is the famous festival of Kerala. People celebrate this festival as their harvest festival. They conduct boat race as part of celebration. Tiruvadira, Margam Kali, Oppana, Kathakali, Mohiniyattam, Ottam Tullal are some of the famous dance forms of the state. So, this is all about Kerala. Now, let's go to the next union territory, Daman and Diu. It's a union territory which lies on western coastal plains. Marathi, Gujarati and English are the three main languages spoken here, and this place is also famous for its beautiful sea beaches. Now next, the another union territory which lies in the western coastal region, that is Dadra and Nagar Haveli. This is also another union territory in western coastal plains, I already discussed. So, which is the capital? Silvassa is its capital, and people of this place are mostly farmers and they grow rice and wheat. We can see small industries that make biscuits, candles, tiles, spectacle frames located here in this union territory. So, this is all about western coastal region states and union territories. Now, we are going to move on to the eastern coastal region states and union territories. Odisha is located on the east coast of India by the Bay of Bengal. And which is the capital of Odisha? Bhubaneswar. Odisha shares its borders with Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and West Bengal. Now, let's see the rivers flows through this state. River Mahanadi is one of the major river which flows through this state. People of Odisha depends mainly on agriculture, fishing and animal husbandry. They are also engaged in silk ikat weaving. Have you heard about that? Ikat weaving? Here, there are many famous temples in this state, such as Lingaraja Temple in Bhubaneswar, Sun Temple at Konark, Jagannath Temple at Puri. The Ratha Yatra of Odisha is a famous festival associated with Lord Jagannath in Puri. We can see many famous beaches in this place as well. The Chilka Lake in Odisha is also a famous lake of Asia. Next, we are going to talk about the food. Special dishes of Odisha includes dhalma, santula, kanta and posta curry. Odisha is famous for the Odissi dance. Ghumuru is the popular folk dance while Chua is the tribal martial dance form of the state. Some parts of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Maharashtra also lie in the eastern coastal plains as well as western coastal plains. In eastern coastal plains, we can see Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. In western coastal plains, we can see Karnataka and Maharashtra. Now let's see Puducherry, a union territory which lies in the eastern coastal plains. Which is the capital of Puducherry? The capital of Puducherry is Puducherry itself. The main occupation of the people of this place are fishing and agriculture. Rice, maize, jowar, ragi and pulses along with cotton, sugarcane etc. are grown here. Puducherry is also famous for its tourist destination. There are many famous beaches such as Promenade Beach, Paradise Beach are some names of beaches in this place. Governor's Palace, Duplex Statue, French War Memorial, 19th century lighthouse and Sri Aurobindo Ashram are some famous places to visit. Maskade or the Mask Festival is an important festival of Puducherry. So, we have learned about the western and eastern coastal plains. Now, let's discuss about the next physical division, that's about islands. Andaman Nicobar Island, which lie on the eastern side of our country. It's a group of islands or otherwise known as cluster of islands which lies in the Bay of Bengal. This is also an union territory which is the capital of Andaman and Nicobar, Port Blair. The union territory comprises two islands which all are they? Andaman Islands and Nicobar Islands. I already explained. Now let's see major occupation. The main occupation of the people include agriculture, animal rearing, fishing, plantations and construction. Paddy or rice is the main food crop grown in the Andaman group of islands. We can also see fruits like mango, sapota, orange, banana are also grown here. The important tourist places are Mahatma Gandhi Marine National Park, Cellular Jail, Rose and Smith Twin Islands. These are some of the important places to visit. What about the food? Seafood is their staple food, which includes variety of fishes, prawns, lobsters and crabs. About the dance form. Nicobari dance is one of the oldest dance forms of Andaman and Nicobar. Now let's see about Lakshadweep Islands, which lies in the western part of our country. This is one of the smallest of all union territories. Which is the capital of Lakshadweep Islands? Kavaratti. Very good. Main occupations are fishing and agriculture, coconut cultivation and coir twisting. Here, tourism is rapidly emerging industry. What they wear? People wear traditional dresses which include kachi and tattam. Famous dance forms of these islands include Kolkali, Parijakali and Lava. So that's all about the islands. We have discussed 2 islands. What are they? Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the eastern side, Lakshadweep Islands in the western side of our country. So let's do a quick recap of this chapter. We know that coastal plains are divided into western coastal plains and eastern coastal plains. The state comes under western coastal plains are Gujarat, Goa, Kerala, some parts of Maharashtra and Karnataka. Which all other union territories comes under western coastal plains? Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli. So this is all about western coastal plains. Now let's move to the eastern coastal plains. Let's see about eastern coastal plains. Which all are the states and union territories lies on eastern coastal plains? States such as Odisha, some parts of Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu comes under eastern coastal plains. Union territories, Puducherry, it comes under eastern coastal plains. So we have discussed about their lifestyles, each state's lifestyle and culture, isn't it? Now next, the last physical division, islands. There are 2 sets of islands we have. In the eastern side, we have Andaman and Nicobar Islands. In the western part of our country, we have Lakshadweep Islands. Andaman and Nicobar is in Bay of Bengal and Lakshadweep Islands is in Arabian Sea. This is the thing which we have learned in this chapter. These are all about the coastal plains and islands. So we finished this chapter. You have to read it, okay? So while you are reading, it will be easy for you to understand the chapter after watching the video. So children, so this is all about this particular chapter. Read the chapter again, I am telling. Go through the textbook exercises and study for your term examination. Best of luck.